Colby Covington reveals he experienced the lowest of lows after his loss to Leon Edwards at UFC 296. Colby, however, says ahead of his fight with Joaquin Buckley this weekend at UFC Tampa, he's in a better place than he's ever been mentally. Colby said, "It's been a year since my last fight, and I've used that time to really grow myself as a martial artist and as a person. Mentally speaking, I'm in a better place than I've ever been. After I lost 3 shots at the undisputed title, it felt like the lowest of lows. I lost and forgot who I was, and that was a good reminder that woke me up again. I just had to cancel out the bad energy. I knew that I couldn't let the hype and ego get to my head. I had to train harder to be the #1 contender again, because all I ever wanted was to be the undisputed champion. That's all I cared about. The first kick I threw, I broke it on Edwards' elbow. It was compromised from the very first round, the very first 30 seconds of the fight. And I knew it was going to be a tough night for me. With a broken foot and a big fight against a guy who wanted to take my head off, who's probably the hardest fight I've ever had to endure. I know I'm so much better than that. Now it's about coming back and giving the fans a real treat of who Colby Chaos Covington is. People have tried to write me off, so now it's about rewriting all those wrongs." Anthony Smith has broken his silence since his second-round TKO loss to Dominick Reyes at UFC 310. Smith says he will probably fight one more time. On SiriusXM, Smith said, "I handle things really well. I'm a f***ing gangster, and I just power through it. But this one is tough. I've never struggled like this before. When I got to the fight, I knew right away it was I knew right away. As soon as I got to the arena, I got impatient. I just wanted something to happen. I just forced it. I just got impatient. Nothing was happening. He wasn't engaging. I'd seen everything. That was the worst part too. I was in there and I was like, God, you're not that good. And then it hit me like, maybe I'm not either. Maybe I'm not either anymore. The left hand wasn't nearly as fast as I expected it to be. I think I overpredicted how good he was going to be on his feet. He landed a shot here or there, and then at some point where I was like, f***ing hit me or something. I need to f***ing feel something. Give me something here. There's a circumstance that probably exists where I would do one more. I think that's probably the answer. It would have to be the perfect scenario, timing, opponent, and situation. I know there's never a perfect send-off for the most part. I hadn't even thought about it before this fight. But having the opportunity to have all the people that supported me, give them the opportunity to come out one last time and experience fight week, knowing it's the last time. Being able to tell everyone in that process what they meant to me over these years. Like one final fight, win, lose, or draw, who gives a f***? But one final send-off would be cool, I think. Sean O'Malley plans to regain the bantamweight title and then rematch Petr Yan. Sean says he's excited for the UFC to post his full fight with Merab because he thinks fans may have a different perspective on it.
And then you get this young kid who's knocking out a couple people and the UFC's just pushing the hell out of him. You can see how you'd hate, even like me for Paddy Pimblett at first. I'm like, oh, he's not that good. But then he comes out, has a fight like his last fight, and he just ends up winning you over. And the Petr Yan fight, you won a lot of people over, just showed what kind of dog you had in you, and won a lot of the like OG fighters respect. Like, damn, this kid is it.
Absolutely. A lot of people want to see the rematch, me and Peter. I think that, I mean, ideally I go out there, regain the title, and then me versus Peter for the title.
5 rounds.
5 round, like that's one. That would probably be the biggest bantamweight fight.
It'll
right
be
there. Me versus Umar would be big too. Me versus Merab rematch, I feel like big too. I'm excited for the UFC to release the video, the fight of me versus Merab, because I feel like people are gonna have a different perspective when they rewatch it. I hope they just post without the commentary, because the commentary sways people's minds. But I'm curious what people's thoughts will be after that fight, because it was a lot closer fight than people thought. We rewatched it again. It was, we take some good things away from it. But.
Yeah, every time we watch it, we learn a little something.
Cub Swanson discusses his beef with Joaquin Buckley ahead of UFC Tampa. Cub versus Billy Quarantillo is the co-main event, and Buckley versus Colby Covington is the main event. The two got into it earlier this year on X. It started with Buckley saying that he would knock out George St. Pierre if they fought at the same age. Cub Swanson replied saying better men have tried and couldn't do it. It ended off with Buckley calling Cub a and Cub telling him to have some respect. Speaking to reporters, Cub said, "I stand by what I said. I don't think the younger guys should be disrespecting the older guys. That's just what I think. I think that the people that paved the way always deserve some respect. I'm sure I will run into him, and I'm not going to back down from what I said. I was a fan of his until he opened his mouth a little bit. I've got no ill will towards him, but like I said, I think people need to show respect. An apology for calling me a because that's one thing I'm not. I've stayed true to myself. I've stayed true to who I am in my career, so the name calling was just a little over the line. But I was a fan of his until that moment." Kamaru Usman previews Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley this weekend. Usman thinks Colby may have a hard time getting going due to the layoff. Colby's last fight was a unanimous decision loss to Leon Edwards last December.
I worry about the inactivity of Covington because, and I said that in his last fight, I said him going into a title fight with Leon Edwards, but such a long layoff, it's going to take time to get into the fight to where he starts to get going again. And that's the issue that I see here. He's also had another long layoff since that fight. So I think it's going to be a little tough for him to get going. And Buckley's not the kind of guy that you're just going to stand there and take a couple of shots and then eventually get going later. So he has to be able to get a hold of Buckley, get Buckley into wrestling and grappling and up against the cage to really start to build up those lactic acids. Then you can really start to see if he gets to the later rounds of 3, 4, and 5, then you could really potentially see Colby wake up. But this is a really good fight, compelling fight. Obviously, if Buckley wins this, that puts him right up there in the mix of the top 5. So I'm going to have my eye on this one real closely. I might be there for this fight. So yeah, I like it.
Oh, is that right? But so this is okay. So you might be Tati this fight a little bit.
Yeah, I don't. You know me, Henry. I don't care who it is. When I'm ready to come back, I'm gonna come back. If it's King Kong, Godzilla, it does not matter. I think it's a good fight for Covington to come back on if he's still there at that level and if he still wants to continue to be at the top of the division. I think this is a good fight for him to show that he is there.
Gilbert Burns thinks Colby Covington may give Joaquin Buckley major problems this weekend at UFC Tampa. He says if Buckley can't finish Colby in the first or second round, Colby will overwhelm him and beat him up. Speaking to Submission Radio, Gilbert said, "I think Buckley's in the best momentum right now, but wrestling is Buckley's kryptonite. One of my favorite teammates is Logan Storley. He was the interim Bellator champ. He fought Buckley and Logan just out-wrestled him. He just took him down, beat him up with ground and pound, took him down again, beat him up with ground and pound, destroyed him with ground and pound. And that's something Colby really can do. Colby's always training. I know those guys from MMA Masters, Daniel and Caesar. They say that he's always in the gym. The guy is always training. He's always in shape. I think Colby might give a lot of problems to Buckley. Keep taking him down with that crazy pace. Buckley's a big guy with a lot of muscle. If Buckley cannot put Colby out of there in the first or second round, I think Colby will overwhelm him and beat him up. Colby can maybe get a dominant decision win, or Buckley can get a quick knockout in the first or second round." Belal Muhammad believes Conor McGregor feels as though he's losing his stardom, and it bothers him. On Jake Shields' Fight Back podcast, Belal says regardless of how much money Conor has, he cares about the attention and he's not happy.
Yeah, so let's switch up real quick before we wrap up to a couple feuds, something fun.
Yeah.
Like two of them I got in my mind. Conor McGregor, a little while ago I sent you a video of him talking. I think you already responded to that, but then last night he was talking to you again. Like, what do you think of that? The first one he was out of his mind, probably last night too.
Yeah, bro, he's definitely out of his mind last night, right? It's
right. It's like
when you're looking at him and how far he's fallen off. You know, you lost all your. What did he lose? He lost Proper 12. That was his baby, right? He lost this. It's like, think about your future, how your kids are gonna look at you. Now you're a convicted. You just lost that, and
I think it was a lawsuit. I don't think it was
a lawsuit, yeah.
But still.
Yeah, but it's like you're showing yourself. You're showing these people. When you were talking about the next generation, so many people look up to you, and they see you as this star and put you on this pedestal, and you're showing this side of yourself. It's like, it's kind of pathetic. And even now, as a fighter, he always wants to just put his name in the mix whenever there's a big fight.
Yeah, well, I think he keeps attacking you, just try to put his name in the mix.
Yeah, right? Because he wants people like.
There's no way he'll come in and fight you.
No, he would never fight. But it's anytime there's a big fight. When Holloway and Topuria fought, he wants to put his name in the mix. When these guys fought, he wants to put it. It's just because I think that he's starting to feel like you have all the money in the world, right? But he wants that stardom. He wants that.
He's losing it.
He's losing it. Nobody's starting to care about him.
No fighters respect him anymore.
Yeah,
guys, he just doesn't have my respect. You know, like.
Yeah, so now I think that he wants that so bad. Like you know how they say money doesn't buy you happiness, right?
Yeah,
I don't think he's happy.
No,
you can just tell he's not happy. He's that guy now that's like, it's embarrassing to think that he built up the sport, right? He built it up to another level. And
he helped the sport, so I won't deny that. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you look at it now, it's like now you're bringing it down. Now you're the stereotype for what people think fighters are. You're just drunks. You're addicts. You're this. You're that. And you have young kids. You should be looking at yourself in the mirror and thinking, like, I got to make changes. You got to go to rehab. He's just going to keep trying to keep that popularity in the fight game because nobody knows him now. Though now they're only going to know him by this case. They're only going to know him by the stuff he's done wrong. So he's trying to think of what he needs to do to get back into the fighter's eyes. And that's getting in the cage, but like
Yeah, he's not going to happen because you have to train to get in the cage.
Daniel Cormier is confused as to why Merab Dvalishvili was so angry at the UFC 311 press conference. DC also hilariously reacts to the hot tub picture with Khabib and Islam for the first time ever, and at first he doesn't even believe it's real.
At the press
that was
conference
weird though. Like, why was Merab so mad at the press conference?
I don't know. He was mad. I mean, maybe there's some Georgian and Russian heat or something.
He said you need to be a man first, show respect to Umar.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened.
Well, how about the hot tub picture, Al? I like that he brought that up.
What hot tub picture? What a hot tub picture?
Stop. You've never seen the hot tub picture?
I've never seen it. What picture?
Are you kidding me right now?
Swear to God. What
you're
picture?
lying, Daniel. You're messing with me. Luis,
swear to God, I've never
Luis,
seen it.
get us this hot tub picture. Click on that link, Daniel.
What? Hey, this is not real, bro.
That's
real.
real.
A fake picture. That is a fake picture.
No, it's not.
That is a
real.
fake picture.
Daniel, that's real.
That's a fake picture. Bro, I can't believe Luis edited this.
That is real. That's real. I
this.
can't believe you've never seen this.
Is this real thing?
Yes, it's real. Have you really never seen it?
Singer Rap, this is real?
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, Daniel, you can sit in the sauna with the boys. You ain't sitting this close to the boys.
Well, it's a small hot tub.
That's why they all in there. Take turns or something. Yes.
I never heard this. I had no idea
This is what he
this
was
existed.
talking about.
I didn't realize that picture. It's edited. It's
not. That's real.
It's edited. Luis did it. On the spot, Luis did it.
Ask your friend Khabib.
That is a crazy photo. Too many people in the hot tub. Umar said I was not there. Umar said he was there, dog. This is real. I got the real photo. Dang, dog. That's so crazy.
Ilia Topuria's coach Jorge Clement seems to have confirmed that Ilia will be moving up to the lightweight division. He says it's purely due to the fact that Ilia does not like to cut so much weight and wants to feel better in his fights. Speaking to Submission Radio, Jorge said the real thing is I think he hates that weight. He's done it a lot of times and it's harder every time we do it. He doesn't want to do this anymore, and this is why he wants to go up to the next weight class because he thinks his normal weight is that weight class. In the beginning, Ilia was fighting at 61 kg and he's young, you know, and your body is changing. When you're 20, you have a body. When you're 25, you have another body. And when you're 30, you have another. And always your muscular production is more, and your weight is difficult to cut. I don't think it's something we decided like, we want to fight his guy. We decided because he wants to feel better. I suppose if he goes to another weight class, the belt is going to be vacant. I don't know what is going to happen if he doesn't want to defend it. I think he left it to the people in this way. I love the way Charles Oliveira does this sport. I think he has a great future. He has great striking. But I think Ilia is from another planet. I think Ilia has the anti-jiu-jitsu, and the problem with Oliveira is he takes a lot of hands when he is striking, and the big hand of Ilia is very dangerous, you know. I think they are going to do a striking match because maybe Oliveira tries to grab him and gets his back or something, but Ilia is going to stop him and stand on the feet. When they cross, he's going to turn the lights out. I think Dustin was talking about it. It's another big match for Ilia. I don't know. I think the best opportunity is to fight with the number one top ranking. But if there's not this option, why not? I think Ilia is prepared to fight with everybody who wants to fight in May. That is going to be a great match. He has very good skills in striking. He is a tough guy, but I think Ilia has better striking. I think he has better wrestling. And I know Dustin has very good jiu-jitsu. I think this is a very good match. But I think Ilia can knock him down or finish him. In more news regarding Ilia Topuria's move to lightweight, Paddy Pimblett gave his reaction. As you guys know, Paddy and Ilia have a history of not liking each other.
I walk like a king in your street.
Are you talking English?
What you did? What you
Is that
did,
English?
Man? Yeah, of course I do.
Speak English for the people.
Shut up.
Not German or Spanish like you're from.
I'm talking in English and you in English. You get the in Espanol.
He posted this photo to his Instagram. He wrote new blood at 155 with an eyes emoji. Jon Jones received a photo of Daniel Cormier crying to hang in his house.
Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, funny games, guys. That's not really going up there, but that would be funny.
After Jon posted this footage, fans were quick to go off on him. To read off the top replies, hilarious. DC should do the same with Jon's mugshots. In quotes, why does DC still hate me for no reason, guys? And then he wonders why DC doesn't want to be on good terms with him. So much for growing up. Tom Aspinall, come finish this man. Jon Jones challenge. Be likable. Challenge level impossible. Jones is so corny, bruh. And Jon wonders why DC doesn't want to be friends with him. Can't wait for Tom to KO him. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to the beef between Ariel Helwani, Belal Muhammad, and Jake Shields. The first one's from Randy. It says Ariel came with the receipts and Jake had to resort to a personal attack. The second one's from Antonio. It says Ariel posting that Jake was funny as f. And the final one says, so Jake completely changes the subject as a form of defense. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.